We start tonight with the catastrophic flooding that's happening this week in Texas. Governor Greg Abbott held a news conference this afternoon announcing the death toll has risen to 78. 10 children at a summer camp still remain unaccounted for. Karen Waugh has the latest on search and rescue efforts in Texas.
For first responders in Kerr County, Texas, it's been a harrowing weekend of searching and rescuing in the wake of early morning 4th of July floods.
We will continue to search our search efforts until everybody is found.
Officials say the death toll throughout the state has climbed to at least 70 and 41 remain missing. Multiple campers from Camp Mystic, the girls' summer camp in Kerr County, are among the missing.
I had the opportunity yesterday to visit Camp Mystic and get to see firsthand what happened there, as well as all the way downstream after that. And it was nothing short of horrific to see what those young children went through.
Officials evaded questions from reporters Sunday as to why the campers weren't evacuated sooner.
One of the questions that still hasn't been answered 3 days into this is, despite TEM's warning on July 2nd and July 3rd that something like this could have happened, that the threat existed, why that information didn't get down to the camps and why they weren't evacuated. Can you answer that now?
That is a great question, but again, we want to make sure that we continue to focus. We still have 11 missing children that we want to get reunited with our families. Until we can get reunited with our families, we are not going to stop until we do. So, thank you.
Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is leading the federal disaster response.
We do know the number one priority now is people, is making sure we're finding people as fast as possible.
In addition to the children's summer camp, RV parks along the river were filled with people on vacation for the 4th of July. They had no warning a wall of water was coming their way. Karen Waugh, CBS News, Kerrville, Texas.
We'll continue following developments from Texas around the clock. You can find updates on the free 5 News app. It's the busiest day of the holiday travel weekend at U.S. airports. There have been scenes like this with people rushing to get home from their holiday destinations. For all of us that stayed home, aside from some spotty showers, we had a nice and warm weather for all those fireworks displays. Stephen's in the 5 News Weather Center tracking the rest of this week's forecast. Hey, Stephen.
Hey there. Yeah. We knew that going into today, first half of the week, those rain chances were going to be increased just a bit. So we take a look just off towards the north, where our friends for southern Missouri into parts of Kansas as well got some some thunderstorms out there right now, well below the severe limits. That's some good news for us as these thunderstorms continue to track off towards the south. These are associated with that front that's just off towards our north. And I tell you what, we do have that level 1 marginal risk painted across parts of southern Missouri and into parts of Kansas and northern Oklahoma as well. But that level 1 marginal risk ends right at the state line, so I'm not expecting much in the way of any severe thunderstorms, but we could see a few of these strong thunderstorms crossing over the state line here in just the next few hours. Again, good news is, as you track from Springfield into that state line they share with Oklahoma and parts of Kansas as well, no severe thunderstorms as of right now. That could change as we progress throughout the rest of this evening. You take a look across northwest Arkansas, very quiet out there right now. We take a look at a few of our cameras across the area. It's beautiful out there this evening. Lots of sunshine, just these puffy clouds. Across the river valley, quiet for the most part. A few spotty showers there in northern Johnson County. Outside of that, it's nice out there for this evening. Here's a look at that risk for tonight. That level 1 marginal risk painted there in green just above our viewing area, right there with the state line. Benton and Carroll County not even included into that level 1 marginal risk. What that tells us is as those thunderstorms continue to push off towards the south, they are going to weaken, but we still could have a few strong wind gusts, maybe some small hail later on this evening. Northwest Arkansas, the rest of the night tonight, it feels pretty warm out there right now into those triple digits, but as we progress throughout the rest of this evening, quickly dropping to feeling like we're in those 80s. Across the river valley, we'll stay into those upper 80s and low 90s. We'll have more on those showers for the start of the week coming up in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Stephen. People needing help cooling their homes this summer can start applying for the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program tomorrow. It helps households cover energy costs in the summertime. To apply, you need a legal ID, electric and gas bills, proof of income, and a Social Security card for everyone who lives in your home.
Extremely high. Some of our elderly. Do I eat? Do I pay my electric bill? Do I get my medicine? Do I pay my electric bill? They have these decisions to make. This program helps those decisions to be a little easier.
The program runs through August 29th. The state's first gluten-free brewery is now open in Bentonville. 5 News reporter Claire Everbach shows us how Stoic Brews is creating a welcoming space for people who often miss out on the craft beer culture.
Stoic Brews offers something unique to Northwest Arkansas, not just in taste, but in inclusion.
Owner Rebecca Davitt has been gluten-free for 9 years, and like many others with dietary restrictions, she struggled to find a safe place to enjoy beer without concern. With fewer than 30 dedicated gluten-free breweries in the U.S., Davitt saw a chance to build community through craft beer, especially for those who felt left out.
It's that feeling of connection. It's that feeling of feeling like another human being who can also enjoy beer. It's just bringing back that nostalgia and that feeling of just feeling like you can be like the rest of the population.
Stoic Brews is now open in downtown Bentonville. All beers are brewed in-house, and we'll have more on that process and how it differs from traditional brewing tonight on your 5 News at 10. In Bentonville, covering news where you live, Claire Everbach, 5 News.
Looking ahead, Israel's prime minister will be at the White House. He's set to visit with President Trump tomorrow. They plan to talk about ending the war in Gaza and the U.S. airstrike that targeted Iranian nuclear sites last month. Trump said this weekend he believes Israel wants to end the war and he thinks a deal will be reached. While Israel's prime minister is in the U.S., a new round of Gaza ceasefire talks start this week between Israel and Hamas. Both groups responded positively to a truce proposal the United States gave last week. The latest round of talks could start as soon as tomorrow in Qatar. The United States is turning up the heat on America's trading partners with a key deadline just days away that could see tariffs against several countries skyrocket. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent spoke today about a tariff pause that's set to end on Wednesday. He says there's now plans for the U.S. to start sending letters to warn countries that higher tariffs could kick in at the start of August.
The countries will get a letter saying that if we have not reached an agreement, then you will go back to the April 2nd level.
Secretary Bessent said the Treasury Department is close to finalizing several deals and predicted several big announcements over the next few days, but didn't give any details about which countries. The nationwide measles outbreak has surged to record levels. Cases are now at their highest levels since the disease was declared eliminated more than 2 decades ago. According to data from Johns Hopkins University, there have been over 1,200 confirmed cases of measles this year. The vast majority have been in Texas. 3 people have died and all were unvaccinated. The nation could lose its measles elimination status if cases associated with the outbreak continue to accumulate through January of next year.